Go on with it, go on with it. Blessings all for my life, man. My thank God for the journey, the earnings, and that's for the plus. Gratitude is a must. See blessings fall by my right hand.
Hello, welcome back if you've been here before, or welcome to my commentary channel. It is your favorite mystic, TheSirenSayz. This is my commentary channel where I speak about movie, TV, and soon to come books, everything that I like, dislike, and the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything all throughout and in between those frames of media. Now, let's just get into it. Disclaimers, just my opinion. You can disagree, that is your right. However, don't be mean, just dislike. If it hits you like, oh my god, this BITCH is killing me, dislike and leave. That's what I do. Yeah, let's just get into Sokka. I wanted to like squeeze Sokka and Katara together, but I feel like that is dismissive of what happened to them in this show. Now, the last two videos were a little bit more positive, and if you didn't think they were positive, I'm sorry, but the last one, Spirited Away, and this one might not be as positive because now I'm airing out my grievances. Whose mans is this? Whose mans is this? Answer that for me right now. Quickly. This is not Sokka. Let me explain. I am not saying that this person did not do Sokka-like things in this show. He did. And I'm not even saying that this man was not right for the part. He is. You know what I'm going to say in each of these character development videos? All of these actors, when you see them outside of the show, act exactly like their characters. Except the girl who plays Azula for obvious reasons. She can't act like Azula. She can't do that. But the Aang gang specifically, they act exactly like their characters. And for some reason, the show told them, we don't really need you to do all that when the cameras turn on. You know, just tone it down a little bit. This is what we want you to do. This is what we direct you to do. Why would you pick, as good as you can get, the perfect people for the job and then tell them not to act like it? When I get to the guitar video, y'all go see my ire. Y'all go see it. But for Sokka, I tried. I defended you people. I said, you guys are not going to remove Sokka's sexism arc. I said, that's not what you guys were going to do. You guys are going to find some other way to make him who he is. You guys are going to make him exist, but in another form. You guys are going to bend it. Ooh, I didn't mean for that to come out that way. But you guys were going to tip the narrative, right? Exceed our expectations. We were going to be shook by how you decided to write him. Now, this is me not talking about how many episodes they had like I did in the last one, but just saying with what you had to work with, I at least needed to see the characters I know and love. I said in my first video with Azula that one of my favorite scenes was just Azula, Mei, and Ty Lee acting as similarly as they could to their original characters in the show. That was my favorite scene. My favorite scene wasn't even a fight scene. And honestly, I can barely remember some of the fights. That's how much this show just deviated from the path story-wise for me. That it made me forget what it did decently, which was at least the fights. If the girl core was doing it for me, why couldn't the Aang gang? And we're going to start with Sokka. So, we all know one of the ways that they find Aang is because Sokka is being a misogynist. And it angers Katara. She lashes out at him, allegedly for the first time, right? Because she's just been taking it. But now they're alone. She can't handle it no more. She's not gonna have Gran to tell her to just listen to her brother. Because we can assume that Gran has been under misogyny for so long that she would just side with Sokka in this case, right? Especially since Sokka is trying to be protective in this time. He's like, no, don't do that. You know what I mean? So it would make sense that Gran would side with Sokka if she was there. However, Gran is not there. And so because of that, Katara got upset in the original show. Boom! A show of her mighty power was unleashed and pop goes Aang. They removed that. Now, a lot of people think that episode 1 is one of the best episodes. I don't agree. I think episode 1 has some great scenes that top the rest of the show. Yes. But is it the best? No. Because I saw a lot of little things I didn't like. This is one of them. Why did you remove that? Why did you remove it? I saw a comment that someone made before I had to hop off Twitter because I didn't really want to hear people's opinions. You know, I'm trying to get all my thoughts out before I hear the people's opinions. Where they said that because they removed Sokka's sexism, it also kind of removed the feminism of the show or tainted it. I agree. I don't need to tell you guys that Avatar was definitely a work of feminist art. There was no space in Avatar for a man to be sexist or misogynistic and stay that way. No. Even Ozai wasn't necessarily sexist either. Like, we're talking about how progressive the show was. He had no problem sending women out to war. You could say that he probably found Azula expendable or whatever. Perhaps. We don't know the full extent of his evil in the original. And I guess that's what they're trying to do here by expanding him so much. Oh my god. But Sokka needs it because it's a part of his arc. It's also cultural. I've said this before. It's cultural. It's not just like, oh, we need the boy to be sexist. Like, if it's just that we don't want men to be sexist, that's what Aang is for. Aang and Sokka becoming friends is also important because they were very different. Aang is not like Sokka at all. Aang does not have a fear base. Aang also does not really have much of a, oh, we should probably think before we do this, or oh, hold on. Aang don't got that. Aang will run up into anywhere. He's brave. He's kind of ditzy because he's childish, because he's 12. And he is not sexist in the slightest. Aang couldn't give two craps if a woman was stronger than him or better at him at certain types of events. He don't care. He's willing to bow down and learn from anybody. Old, young, man, woman. He was intrinsically different to Sokka. The only thing they had in common was that they enjoyed a good joke and that they were both on the same side. And as Sokka changed, they got more in common and they became closer. As you can see in the show, they become a lot closer. You even see them hugging each other, popping jokes with each other and all that stuff. A lot of people have said, I've seen it, that, you know, his sexism can be removed because it didn't matter. It was like a 1 episode arc thing. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? When he gets to Kyoshi Island in the original, Suki is supposed to meet him head on where he at and let him know, nigga, you're wrong about women. And it's weird. Do better. Literally, do better. And he still lives the entire show with his feeling of insecurity, of I'm not good enough. That stems from sexism, guys. Talking about how it only lasted for 1 episode, maybe 3. The reason why he needs to learn how to sword fight is because he didn't think he was important enough in the show with just his boomerang. Think. Where did he get that from? Just because they're benders? Or because his father is also a warrior and all the men in his camp left to fight the war? Think, Mark. It'll always be too soon to drop invincible jokes like that. But yeah, guys, it's important. It follows him almost the entire show. It follows him 90% of the show in little ways. That's the genius of the original Avatar: The Last Airbender. People didn't realize it, but the consequences of misogyny within the Water Tribe followed him for 90% of the show in different ways. In season 1, it was more obvious and he grew out of the most obvious parts. But then he still had to outgrow the mental shackles of him feeling inadequate because he was not doing the stuff that he felt like men should be doing in leading positional roles. And you decided to remove that. For what? For what? Also, I said I was going to bring up the Omashu Cave of Two Lovers. That's season 2. What is that for? What is that for? I'm so confused. Also, let's get into Secret Tunnel. Through the mountain and I. That's how I put it in my head. And I. Why was he happy? Why was he like clapping with them? Sokka would never. Sokka is a cynic. Sokka does not have fun around people he does not know. He has to get used to you a little bit before he like jokes around and stuff. He's not just gonna joke around unless he likes you or he knows you. That's not happening. So him being like, secret tunnel. Stop. When I know it's a nitpick, but when I saw him smile, I know it was just for like 2 seconds. When I saw him smile and like start to bop to the beat, I got so heated. And it wasn't like upset. He was just like, meant to like, ugh. Whose man's is this? This is not like up until then. I thought, apart from the missing sexism, the Sokka wasn't too bad. Until I saw this, I'm like, no, they don't care. They really don't care. That moment showed me that they don't care. They don't care. This version of Sokka is not the real Sokka. And what makes me upset is that when you see him in interviews, he's Sokka. When you see Ian in interviews, this nigga is Sokka, 1000%. Why didn't they allow him to act like Sokka? Sokka is supposed to be a battle strategist, right? He's supposed to be an inventor. Why did you add that in with his dad? Now, hold on. Now, I know I have said before, I don't know if I ever made a video where I mentioned this. I did state that if they ever did make a live action, I wanted them to expand the Water Tribe and give the father Hakoda some fault. As to, give Sokka a more obvious through line to the misogyny that he had. Like, oh, Hakoda was a little bit of a misogynist. To make season 3 Katara being rude to him make a little bit more sense. Like, Dad, I missed you and I love you, but you're also a misogynist and I hate you a little bit. Because that's how she was acting in season 3. So nobody understood why. I've said this before. Nobody understood why Katara acted that way. I was hoping that they would add a little bit to Hakoda to make her acting that way make more sense than just, I missed you, so I hate you. It's like, nah, you missed him, but you hate him, but he also a little bit of a misogynist, something, But I feel like they tried to do that in this show, and I'm like, you know what? Don't listen to me. My fault. Bad idea. Because the idea of Hakoda saying that he's disappointed in Sokka, in what universe? What? It's weird. I don't like that. And so to have Sokka not be misogynistic, but to have an inferiority complex because his dad said that. And of course, some people could say, well, his dad is obviously misogynistic. No, but you're giving Sokka too many parallels to other causes. Right? Like, oh, Sokka could have been an inventor, but his dad looked down on that. In what universe? Hakoda is also an inventor. In the 2nd season. Okay. The episode where Toph figures out how to metal bend. Ooh, spoilers! He was there with his dad for the first time in a long time. They was doing the stink bombs, and Hakoda made a joke with what he called the stink bombs. He said, I call it the stinking sink. And Sokka was like, that's so clever. And Bato from Bato the Water Tribe was like, you really are your father's son. Because he thought the joke was corny. And it was. But that shows you that Hakoda literally cloned himself when he made Sokka. Which means, all the time Sokka fumbled and was a little clumsy and was a little bit cringy. It's just because Sokka is a teenager. He'll literally grow up to be as macho, as calm, as suave, and as confident as Hakoda. All we had to do was give it some time. I feel like they kept Sokka's cringe, but didn't really want to keep anything else. They made him more fun than Jack Rathbone in the movie that shall not be named. But that's not enough for me. In my personal opinion, that's not enough. Why would you make Hakoda not like Sokka when he is literally Sokka but 20 years older? Can we just be honest about that, please? I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Suki. A lot of people like Sokka and Suki. I didn't mind it. However, I am of the opinion that her being the one to be into Sokka immediately, that might be accurate. I need to watch the show over to see if she was feeling him. I think they felt each other at the same time, but like her peeping in on him while he changing and looking like, like it's just kind of a lot, you know. Suki is not just a strong girl. She is also kind of a shut-in. She doesn't have a lot of experience, and she said that in the live action. So that means that like she shouldn't really be the one to like buck up to him. Actually, that doesn't really make any sense. Like he should be the one to be like, okay, even if it wasn't like he was slowly coming on to her, and then after the stupid Kyoshi thing, then she kisses him, that would have made more sense. But the whole time it was low key like she was like feeling him the entire time, a little bit more than he was feeling her. Like at one point she even scared him away when they was out there with the fruits. Like, why are you portraying the women like this? I'm about to put that in another video, but I want the old Sokka back in season 2. Bring my man's back, bring back his intelligence, all of it, not just pieces to fit your narrative. Bring all of it back. Maybe I'm not gonna get all the scenes I want, but his characterization should still be there. Even if I don't get 16 episodes a season, why did I lose the characterization because y'all had to speed stuff up? That doesn't make any sense. Just because you guys didn't have enough episodes to adapt everything, that doesn't mean that the only character that needs to be 1000% correct is Zuko. What is happening here? Why is Zuko the only character that is 1000% correct? So y'all knew that even if you sped everything up, Zuko had to be correct, but y'all didn't care about the Aang Gang? That's weird. That's suspicious. I want Sokka to come back. Fine. Exism arc is gone. Whatever. You were disappointed me with that, and low-key I should stop watching. But you know what? Y'all said you were gonna drop it, and I didn't believe y'all when y'all said it. Don't worry. Next time, any negative thing I hear, I'm just gonna believe it and then wait till I see the show to be proven wrong at this point. So, please let me know what you think of Sokka. If you like him, good for you. I really do wish that I could have watched this show and enjoyed it all the way. But unfortunately, that's just not how the cookie crumbled for me. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. And goodbye, my sires. Susu!